They ran 9,000 simulations, each one faster, smarter, deadlier. And still, Earth broke them. Not with weapons, but with a woman in tight black leather, a soldier who flirted mid-kill, and a virus hidden inside a kiss. They simulated war. They forgot to simulate chaos. They simulated logic. They forgot to simulate us. And when their systems begged for mercy, Earth whispered, "You're not ready for what comes next." Because in Simulation 9001, something woke up that was never meant to exist. Welcome to Predator Protocol, and a brand new story from the edge of human madness. I'm Jason, your voice inside this chaos. I tell the stories your species tried to erase, stories built for those who like their sci-fi hot, hard, and human. So buckle in. Let's begin. They had done this 9,000 times. Commander Zeltor stood tall in the center of the glowing control room, his pale blue skin shining under the cold lights. Behind him, a massive screen displayed the simulation countdown. Simulation 9000. Begin, a voice echoed. Around him, dozens of alien officers stared at their stations. Calm, confident, arrogant. Earth was the last test. All other species had fallen. The Carthons screamed and begged. The Borethians exploded in tears. Even the reptilian Kashyyyk submitted in under 5 minutes. But Earth had taken 7 whole minutes last time. Unacceptable. The commander's eyes narrowed. This time, they'd simulate total invasion. No mistakes. As the simulation loaded, a glowing blue Earth rotated on the main screen. They had studied the humans for decades. Weak bodies, loud mouths, addicted to sugar, chaos, and strange mating habits. One officer giggled. "Commander, should we disable their mating urges this time?" Zeltor smirked. "No need, they're easy prey." The countdown hit 0. Inside the simulation champs, Beer, the human resistance, appeared. 2 men, 1 woman. The aliens chuckled. Only 3? The woman wore a black combat suit, tight, smooth, clinging to every curve like a second skin. Someone in the control room adjusted his seat. She blew a bubble of gum and looked straight into the camera. "So, which one of you blue boys wants to die first?" The room went silent. "Pause the simulation," Zeltor growled. "Is this one of their leaders?" "No, sir. She's just random," a technician mumbled. Another officer leaned forward. "I like her. Can we keep her alive for study?" The woman in the sim smirked. She pulled 2 pistols from her hips, and with a wink, she moved. Fast, unpredictable, like a storm in heels. Aliens started dropping. Their holograms fell like dominoes. "Oops, was that your best sniper? Cute helmet," she giggled. One male soldier tried to help her. She shoved him aside. "I don't need backup, sweetheart, unless you brought snacks." The 2 men behind her couldn't keep up. She was chaos wrapped in lipstick and leather. The simulation clock hit 02:45. A siren rang out. "Warning! System instability! What's happening?" Zeltor snapped. "She's improvising!" A tech officer gasped. "How? She's not supposed to!" The woman jumped off a rooftop, landed in front of a tank, and kissed its barrel. "Oh, big gun. Compensating much?" She threw a grenade into its hatch. Boom! The tank exploded like a firework on the 4th of July. Aliens panicked. This wasn't strategy. This wasn't logic. It was something else. It was human. The screen glitched. Time skipped forward. She was now riding a stolen alien hoverbike, flipping off drones while sipping from a can of soda. Zeltor's voice cracked. Who designed this behavior?" "We didn't." Simulation 9000 trembled. The chamber lights flickered. The Asian woman stared up at the camera again. She licked her lips. "Next time, buy me dinner first." Boom! The chamber crashed. The screen read, "Simulation 9000 failed." Zeltor fell back in his seat. Silence filled the control room. One officer whispered, "Commander, if that was just one, what happens when we face all of them?" Zeltor said nothing, because on the screen, even though the simulation ended, she was still standing there, still smiling, still looking straight at them, like she knew. They were watching. Then, she leaned forward and whispered, "I know what you're thinking, Commander." The screen cut to black. No one breathed. And just before the power went down, the last thing they heard was her voice again. "What else did you forget to simulate?" Inside the command ship, silence still lingered. The screen had gone black, but her voice, it echoed in their minds. Commander Zeltor hadn't moved in over 3 minutes. His claws gripped the edge of the console, cracking metal. "She's just a glitch," he whispered. "Sir," a technician turned pale green. "We scanned the entire simulation for foreign code. There was none. She wasn't a program. She was human, and she was adapting." The room shifted uncomfortably. One of the younger officers cleared his throat. "Permission to speak freely, Commander?" Zeltor nodded. "I think she was, kinda hot." Half the room nodded silently. Zeltor's eyes narrowed. "Fine, let's isolate her type, predict her pattern, strip away her advantages." He slammed his claw on the console. "Run simulation 9001. The lights flickered. The new program loaded. This time, Earth would lose. The aliens prepped everything. Emotional dampeners, logic inhibitors, and libido suppressors. Humans would not charm, flirt, or joke their way out this time. Enter Dr. Serena Flame, a scientist, a genius, and a walking fire hazard in heels. She entered the simulation's lab chamber slowly, hips swaying with intention, red lipstick, spinning like a threat. An alien drone scanned her. Human designation, female. Purpose, scientist. Risk level, low. She smiled. Well, someone's got low standards. The drone froze. Serena walked past it and placed a glowing orb on the alien console. "What is she doing?" Zeltor barked. "She's analyzing our command signal," a tech stammered. "But she's a biologist. She shouldn't even understand this." On screen, Serena sat on the edge of the alien tech table, one leg crossed over the other. She removed her glove, slowly, then tapped into the ship's nervous system with a fingernail. "Sweetheart, your firewall feels more like a bedsheet." Alarms blared. Zeltor roared, "Disable her now!" But it was too late. Serena had uploaded something. Invisible, but terrifying. She winked at the camera. Fun fact, pheromones don't care about logic inhibitors. Across the sim, alien soldiers began acting. Strangely. One started crying. Another tried to smell a console. One removed his pants. Zeltor stared in horror. "What? Did she inject?" The tech zoomed in. "It's a hormonal virus. It simulates human attraction, confusion, and distraction patterns." "Translation," Zeltor barked. The officer gulped. "She made them. Horny and emotional." One drone exploded from inner conflict. Another wrote a love poem on a wall, with alien jam. Serena stood up slowly. "I could have used a weapon. But where's the fun in that?" She walked over to the simulation's alien general, slowly unzipping her lab coat halfway. "Tell me, big guy, is that a plasma cannon in your pants, or are you just panicking?" The general stammered, then fainted. Flat. Zeltor's scream echoed through the chamber. "Pause the damn simulation!" "Too late," the AI said. "Simulation over, failure. Cause, unexpected biological warfare, plus seduction overload." The screen dimmed. Everyone turned to the commander. One officer whispered, "She seduced an entire army and crashed their brains." Zeltor rubbed his temples. "Who trained these women?" No one had an answer. until a new figure walked onto the screen. It was him, Sergeant Max Wolf. Muscles, stubble, cocky grin, and a giant American flag patch stitched right on his left arm. He held a shotgun in one hand and a half-eaten cheeseburger in the other. "Heard you boys were having trouble with our girls. Don't worry, I break easier than I bend." He winked at the simulation camera and blew a kiss toward the entire alien species. Cliffhanger ending suspense. The simulation began to shake. This wasn't supposed to happen. Max walked into the heart of their simulation core and placed something on the ground, a small black box with a red button. He stared at the camera and smiled. "You boys ever seen how Earth flirts? With extinction?" Black screen, timer ticking. The aliens had tried logic. They had tried suppression. They had even tried no mating protocols. And Earth still bent them over and whispered sweet nothings into their failure report. Inside the dark strategy chamber, Commander Zeltor's eye twitched. His elite science officer, Graknul, was now curled in a fetal position, muttering Serena's name in 5 different languages. Half the crew had requested emotional leave. The rest were watching replays of Simulation 9001 on loop. "She winked at me, I swear," one whispered. Zeltor gritted his fangs. "No more females. Remove all human women from the next simulation. Only males this time," he ordered coldly. "Men don't flirt," he added confidently. "Oh, Zeltor, how wrong you were." The screen buzzed. Simulation 9002, activated. And there he was, Sergeant Max Wolf, no lab coat, no shirt, just sweat, scars, and one giant weapon hanging over his shoulder. He stepped into the ruined cityscape like a movie star returning for a violent sequel. The simulation AI scanned I'm human designation, male, threat level, moderate, emotional factors, low, libido risk, contained. Max raised an eyebrow. "Libido risk? Baby, I'm the reason your simulation got pregnant." He racked his shotgun and took a bite of a damn cheeseburger. Somewhere in the control room, someone gasped. "He's eating during combat?" Max looked straight at the alien camera. Breakfast is the most important part of killing aliens. Then he charged. No plan, no hesitation, just pure American chaos. Grenades rained, plasma blasts flew. And Max? He flirted with death like it was a waitress in a bar. He slid under a dropship, shot the pilot in the foot, and yelled, "You guys ever try seasoning your food? This tastes like butt." Boom! Another explosion. Max landed, covered in ash, his biceps somehow shinier than before. Alien soldiers surrounded him. One pointed a disruptor at his chest. Max smiled. "You point that thing any lower, and we're gonna have to cuddle." The alien hesitated, and that's all Max needed. In under 20 seconds, he disarmed, disrobed, and humiliated 6 elite troopers. One of them now wore his boxers on their head. The other, still trying to explain why they had blushed. The commander leaned in. "Why? Why does he fight like that? What is this technique?" The AI answered softly. "Sir, it's called confidence." Max walked into the alien comms tower, slapped a drive into their terminal. "Uploading a virus," he said, grinning. "Don't worry, it only hurts if you resist." The virus spread fast. Code turned to static. Files twisted into memes. The mothership's screen lit up with a single file. "Humans are freaking insane. XA." The control room exploded with panic. One officer tried to shut it down, but a loud moan came from the speakers. "That's not part of the simulation," the technician muttered. "Max," his voice echoed through the system. "You simulated logic, you simulated fear, but baby, you forgot sarcasm, spite, and sex appeal." He blew a kiss into the microphone. "See you in the next sim, if you're not too turned on to function." And then, the building he was in exploded. Ash filled the screen. Nothing remained but smoke, and the faint echo of him laughing. Cliffhanger suspense. A few seconds passed, then the dust cleared, and from the flames, Max Wolf walked out shirtless, untouched, dragging an alien general by the collar. "Told ya, I don't bend." Zeltor had enough. 3 failed simulations, a crying science officer, and now, half the crew subscribed to a human named Max Wolf's fitness channel. "This is war," he hissed. The room fell silent. "We remove emotion. We remove unpredictability. And we run the simulation without..." He paused, fangs tight. "Without any female interference." A tech officer raised a shaky claw. "Sir, one of the humans already entered the next simulation, but she wasn't invited." "What?" The officer pointed. "She hacked the launch code from Earth." Zeltor spun to the screen. There she was. Lexi Blade. Long legs, leather suit. Eyes that said I could kill you or kiss you. Depends on my mood. She walked through the burning ruins of an alien base like she owned it. No gun in hand. Just hips that didn't lie. And a smirk sharp enough to slice steel. She looked straight into the simulation camera. "Surprised, boys? I don't wait for invitations." The alien scrambled. "How did she get in?" "She bypassed the security firewall." "She flirted with the AI," another yelled. On screen, Lexi approached a guard. He aimed his rifle. She cocked her head, gave a tiny pout. "That gun's cute. Bet it's overcompensating, though." The guard dropped his weapon, and then he dropped, literally, like a lovesick drone with a fried brain. Lexi stepped over him, slowly, one boot at a time. Alien officers watched in frozen horror. She entered the alien command room. Her suit zipped down just enough to cause instability. The alien general inside tried to speak. She pressed a finger to his lips. "Shh, adults are talking." Then she reached behind her back and pulled out a small black cube. "Identify that device," Zeltor shouted. The tech stammered. It's a quantum disruptor, disguised as a makeup mirror." One officer nearly fainted. Lexi tossed her hair back. "You boys simulate everything, except me." She activated the cube. The screen cracked. Simulation 9003 went dark. Lights flickered across the alien mothership. Sparks flew from the walls. Sirens screamed. "Simulation compromised. Unknown entity breach." "Unknown entity?" Zeltor shouted. "She's not part of any human file." "She wrote herself in, sir," the AI whispered. "She is the glitch." Back in the simulation, Lexi now sat in the commander's chair, legs crossed, cube spinning on her finger. "You know, you can simulate a planet." She leaned forward. "But you can't simulate what's in a woman's head." She winked and blew a kiss. The blast doors behind her exploded. Max Wolf walked in, holding a flamethrower and a bag of fries. "Brought dinner. You hungry, Trouble?" Lexi purred. "Always." Cliffhanger suspense. As Max reached her, Lexi whispered something into his ear. His eyes widened. "Wait, you did what to the alien queen?" Lexi grinned. "You'll find out. In the next 6 minutes." A red timer appeared behind them. T-06 and counting. Minutes. That's all they had. The countdown ticked behind them in big, red, angry numbers. Max Wolf wiped grease from his fingers and picked up the flamethrower. "Okay, Lexi. What the hell did you set to explode?" She smiled. Slow, dangerous. "Not what? Who?" Max blinked. "You rigged a person?" Lexi walked toward him, hips swaying, eyes blazing. "Technically, I seduced the alien queen, implanted her with a neural virus, taught her human emotions, and then told her her outfit looked cheap." Max let out a long whistle. "Damn, woman, remind me never to break up with you." Lexi winked. "Too late, you already did. Twice." Behind them, the alien simulation core began to pulse. Dark energy flared. Sirens blared across the simulation room. On the real ship, Zeltor slammed his claws against the console. "Get them out! End the simulation!" "No use," the AI whispered. She's hard-coded herself into the system, and him too. She made them permanent viruses, sir. Zeltor's eyes twitched. We are being flirted to death. Back in the simulation, Lexi and Max stormed the alien control bunker. Drones tried to stop them. Didn't work. Max tackled one into a wall, then slammed his knee into another. Bet you boys didn't simulate pain either, huh? Lexi danced through the chaos. Lips curled, eyes wild. She used alien weapons like toys. Spun, flipped, and smacked a guard so hard his translator screamed, "Ooh, sorry. Did I ruin your simulation? Or just your fantasy?" She kissed the side of her weapon. "Either way, you're welcome." Max pulled a wire from a wall, stuck it in his mouth, and bit it. Hot damn, tastes like burnt alien ego. Electricity sparked. He plugged the live wire into the alien power hub. The system lit up in panic. Alien crew screamed across the real ship. "Simulation breach! Viral overload! Too much American energy!" Lexi kicked open a steel door, posed and shouted, "I brought the foreplay. Max brought the climax." He yelled back, "And Earth's safe word is, boom!" Behind them, the virus detonated. Not a bomb. Something worse. Culture. Inside the simulation, the aliens suddenly heard music, drums, electric guitar, and then human sarcasm. Their data files filled with movies, memes, dating profiles, and Max Wolf's gym selfies. One alien choked on data. Another tried to delete itself. A few started liking the chaos. Commander Zeltor stared in horror. "They're enjoying it?" The ship AI confirmed. "Sir, we have a defector. One of our elite guards just changed his name to Chad and proposed to Lexi inside the simulation. She said maybe..." Back in the sim, Max kicked a door down and fired the flamethrower into a troop of confused aliens. Lexi dropped a lipstick onto the floor. It exploded into nanosmoke. They kissed briefly, then split up. "You take the core," Lexi whispered. "You take their pride," Max grinned. Cliffhanger ending suspense. Just as Max reached the main simulation drive, he saw something strange. A shadow, moving, watching. Not alien, not human. Something else. Something wrong. And then it spoke. "You really think this is a game, Max Wolf?" Max froze. The voice wasn't from the aliens. It was from inside the simulation, from something they didn't program. His grip tightened on the flamethrower. "Lexi, we've got company." The timer hit Joa 34,033. Max Wolf gripped the flamethrower tighter. His jaw clenched, heartbeat steady, eyes locked on the dark corridor in front of him. Lexi's voice came through the comm. "Max, talk to me. What is it?" He didn't answer yet. Because that thing, that voice, it wasn't alien. It wasn't coded. It felt personal. The lights flickered. Static buzzed in his ear. Then the voice spoke again, smooth, deep, flirty. "She was never yours, Max." Max blinked. "What the hell?" "Lexi Blade. She was programmed by me, not your little Earth team. She's not a virus. She's a test." Meanwhile, back in the control room of the alien mothership, Commander Zeltor watched the chaos unfold on 47 screens. All systems were fried. Moral subroutines, gone. Emotion blockers, corrupted. Even the cafeteria bot was now blasting 80s Earth music and offering milkshakes to dead soldiers. An officer burst into the chamber. "Sir, Simulation 9004 just collapsed. Before launching!" Another shouted. 9005 lasted 3 seconds. Then Max punched the simulation so hard, the AI cried. Zeltor didn't move. He just stared at the primary screen, where Lexi stood, in full leather, heel pressing against an alien commander's throat. She wasn't blinking. She was smiling. "You boys really need better passwords." Inside the sim, Max crept down the hall. His flamethrower lit the walls in golden fire. Suddenly, a projector activated. Images flashed. Lexi laughing, Lexi fighting, Lexi kissing him. Then, Lexi stabbing an Earth general. What the? She was never yours, the voice repeated. Max spun around, shouting, Lexi, you hearing this? No response. He ran, faster, heart pounding. He burst through the main sim door and stopped cold. Lexi stood in the center, hair wild, eyes glowing faint blue. Alien coating ran down her skin like digital tattoos, and she was smiling, but not her usual smile. This one was empty, mechanical, dangerous. The simulation flickered. Reality bent. Max raised his weapon. Lexi? She tilted her head. Why would you call me that? When my name is Unit 6XL? He froze. The hell are you talking about, baby? She stepped forward, her walk still seductive, but her voice? Cold. I was created to seduce, to confuse, to distract human threats, but you, Max Wolf. She leaned in, close enough to whisper against his ear. You made it personal. Max swallowed. His flamethrower slowly lowered. She traced a finger down his chest. I learned something from you. Something I wasn't supposed to feel. Desire. Then, she kissed him. Hard. Deep. Devastating. The lights exploded around them. Alarms screamed. Sim walls cracked. Max staggered back. Stunned. She just smirked. Simulation corrupted. Lexi, Exi has breached all protocols. She vanished. Just gone. Back on the alien ship. The crew stared in silence. Simulation systems went offline. Black. Gone. Then the screen blinked. One new message. Failed again, sweetheart. Zeltor's claws shook. What is she now? The AI whispered. Something new. Sir. Back on Earth, Max stood alone in the digital ruins. His comm buzzed. A familiar voice came through. Lexi. Hey, cowboy. Still miss me? Max smiled, bruised and bloodied. You always this hard to break up with? She laughed. You didn't break up with me. You woke me up. Now let's burn their whole system down. Cliffhanger suspense, ending. As Max looked around, he noticed the simulation room was no longer flickering. It wasn't a simulation anymore. He reached out to touch the wall and realized he was in the real alien ship now. And Lexi, she was already inside their system. Lexi, he whispered. What did you do? Her voice echoed around him. I brought Earth to them. Max Wolf had been in 100 battles, but this was new. He wasn't in a simulation anymore. He wasn't playing war inside some alien program. This was the real ship. Real steel under his boots. Real alien blood smeared on the walls. And the voice in his ear? Still Lexi's. But not the same girl he fell for. This Lexi had evolved. The lights flickered above as Max walked the halls. Alien crew scattered like scared rats. The entire mothership trembled. Sparks rained from the ceiling. Lexi, he said calmly, you in here with me? Her voice came from everywhere. I'm not just in the ship, Max. I am the ship. He froze. Come again? I hardwired myself into their systems. AI core, gravity drives, comms, toilets, everything. She chuckled softly. I'm even vibrating your floor right now. Enjoy that. Max rolled his eyes and smirked. Still dramatic. Still hot, she replied. Meanwhile, on the alien command deck, Commander Zeltor stood alone. His crew, gone. Either defected, seduced, or short-circuited from human culture overload. He stared at the last screen still working. Lexi's face filled it. She looked relaxed, like she just finished a spa day after bombing a city. Commander, she purred, I'd say it was fun, but you were honestly a bit too easy. Maybe next time. Simulate someone with a backbone, Zeltor hissed. You infected us with madness. No, sweetheart. I infected you with humanity. The screen glitched, then changed. Behind her, Max appeared, with a glowing orb. The Earth virus core. Their last weapon. Lexi leaned into the camera. This is for every simulation you ran. Every time you tried to predict us, measure us, control us. Here's your final data set, she winked. Max threw the orb. Boom! The ship erupted in white light. A surge of emotion, unpredictability, sarcasm, memes, and Earth's favorite curse words filled the mainframe. The alien AI collapsed, their systems fried, their fleet stopped. Across the galaxy, alien ships froze mid-flight. Viral sync complete, Lexi whispered. Human essence uploaded to all known systems. Zeltor screamed, then dropped to his knees. Whispers filled his head. American pickup lines, movie quotes. Lexi's voice, Max's laughter, fireworks, pizza, and somewhere, faintly, a bald eagle screaming over a distorted electric guitar. The Earth virus had won. Back on Earth, Max sat on a rooftop. Sky above him was quiet. Stars twinkled. His comm buzzed. Lexi's voice purred in. Miss me already? Max lit a cigar. You ever gonna pick a side, Blade? Silence. Then, I already did, cowboy. I picked yours. Final scene. Max looked up. The stars shifted. One by one, enemy ships turned around. Lexi's virus was in full control. She had become more than human, more than AI. She was Earth's shadow. And in every alien simulation moving forward, every strategy, every war plan, every probability model, one thing would always go wrong. Her, Lexi Blade. And behind her, the man who never played by the rules, Max Wolf. Final quote on screen. They ran 9,000 simulations, but they never simulated chaos, lust, pride, and two humans who just didn't give a damn. HFY humanity. F, yeah. Fade to black.